when you're like hungry. My stomach hurts.
I just feel weak. It really affects your balance. It affects the way you walk, it affects the way you think.
I can't concentrate when I'm hungry.
It's very hard because mostly I'm thinking about is food.
Many of our students, when they get that bag, the smile that they get on their face lights up. And the smile that they get brings a smile to our faces.
I never would have imagined that I would be in this situation. I figured I would be the one helping people. When I know it's the day that Food Bank is coming over, I'm very joyful because I need the food.
I appreciate that they give us food when we need it.
Everybody in Humboldt County needs help now and then.
Organizations like Food for People are so incredibly important because we have people in the community that are hungry. We're talking the elderly, the sick, families, kids. This is a fundamental human need to be able to eat.
Hunger is such an incredibly debilitating situation for so many people. Food for People works to eliminate hunger and improve the health and well-being of our community through access to healthy and nutritious food, community education, and advocacy. There is a general assumption that the people that we serve are all homeless, or they're drug addicts, or they're people who have just made horrible mistakes in their lives, and that couldn't be further from the truth.
Hi Joey.
How are you?
Life is good. Nice to see you.
There are people who do go through some of those struggles, but 9 out of 10 people that we serve are housed.
Mary, you home?
And they're still struggling financially. And it's just so important for us to be able to be there to meet that need. So we want to give people the hope, the courage, and the resources necessary to be their best selves.
The Summer Lunch Program is a program designed to fill the gap when school lets out during the summer months. A lot of children rely on the food that they receive at school, breakfast, lunch, and sometimes even dinner. So when school gets out, they don't have anything to eat, and the cost of those meals falls on the parents, which is a huge financial struggle. We have 20 sites right now around Humboldt County. Some of the rural sites out in Hoopa, down to Rio Dell, Scotia, over to Fortuna, and then Eureka and Arcata and McKinleyville.
There have been some really creative partnerships along the way that have just touched my heart. It's an example of how this community really rallies when they see a problem. We appreciate all the site partners who help with this process and make sure the kids get the lunches that are prepared. We're grateful to Humboldt Senior Resource Center for preparing those lunches. The Humboldt Transit Authority has allowed us to put coolers full of lunches on the buses for points south. UPS started a number of years ago by delivering out to Willow Creek, and then a couple of years even to Hoopa.
Good job. Keep up the good work.
Go ahead.
They don't charge us for that. They're happy to do it. There's no way we could afford to send a driver to all those sites every single day.
These lunches that they get from Food for People are extremely important because this might be the only meal they get during the day.
I wonder what it is. The lunches always taste really good.
I usually like the sandwiches, like the PB&J sandwiches and the ham sandwiches.
Some of them go home from here and we don't know if they have food at home.
As a mother, I am just so happy to know that they have a place to come and have a healthy, nourishing lunch.
From being a single mom myself and kind of struggling financially for years, I know the stress that's involved when your kids are hungry, and I just couldn't stand by and see that happening in our community, knowing that we could do something about it.
I never would have imagined that I would be in this situation. I was a single parent and went through nursing school, worked as a nurse at Mad River, Redwood Hospital, St. Joe's, and I had a major brain tumor that was benign and took my sight. I had brain radiation, which left me disabled. So I'm not able to work. I didn't work long enough to get retirement. When all of this happened to me, I was only like 30-something. And so it was devastating. And I never in my wildest dreams pictured that I figured I would be the one helping people. I didn't think they would be the ones helping me, and so I've really learned how to receive.
I am serving the Homebound Seniors. These are the people out in the community that can't get to the grocery store themselves. And some of them, their cupboard is empty if I don't show up.
Food insecurity, the way it affects me, especially towards the end of the month, I'm stuck either not eating or eating just oatmeal. And also I get very weak. Being blind, you don't want to do that. You don't want to fall. You don't want to get dizzy.
It's a couple hours out of my month. It's no big deal. For the satisfaction of bringing someone a basic necessity, food. All right.
It's delivering the food, but it also may be the only social contact that individual has over the course of the month.
Feel this. It's like, that's a slice. It's me being able to deliver this food to these people directly, seeing how happy it makes them. That's all I need. Good to see you.
You too.
I'll see you in a couple weeks. I want them to know that I'm showing up, that they don't have to keep worrying whether they're going to eat tomorrow, that I'll be there tomorrow, and I'm going to be bringing them their food.
I feel sad when I'm hungry.
I get irritated.
I'm just so hungry that I can't even do math.
What we found is that kids were going home on the weekends and not getting adequate meals. And they were coming back to school unable to concentrate, complaining of stomach aches and feeling tired. And that affects everyone. It puts pressure on the teachers and it distracts the other children in the classroom.
If their food needs aren't met and they're hungry, that's kind of where their mind is at. So they're not focused and ready for education.
I know for a lot of our families here, it's a huge deal. Just one bag of food over the weekend makes a really big difference.
Many of our students, when they get that bag, the smile that they get on their face lights up. And the smile that they get brings a smile to our faces to see.
The Backpacks for Kids program, we started a little over 10 years ago, and we had heard from other food banks that were operating the program successfully, what a difference it was making for the kids in addressing weekend hunger. They immediately noticed a difference in the classroom, and that's what we've seen here. It's been an incredible partnership. The first 3 years of the program, we had some grant funds to get it started, but as is the way with most grants, after you get things started, they say, okay, now you're on your own to maintain operations. And that's when Fortuna Sunrise Rotary was the first Rotary Club to step up and say we'd be interested in supporting the program. And it's spread, and now we have a lot of different service groups, Rotary Clubs and the Seroptimists and Kiwanis and other groups, and individuals who put out the funding, because there's no government funding for the program. And the volunteer participation in this is also fantastic.
It's something that they look forward to, something that we as more privileged people don't have to really think about or care about, because the cupboards are full. And when your basic needs are met, then you absolutely come to school ready to learn. And I think then it helps with your future planning and future dreams. So if we can provide something like a basic need, it just opens up doors for them.
So many kids who have this potential to be the future artists and scientists and teachers, and we're losing that potential if we're not taking care of them. A big part of it is also sending a message to the kids that we care enough to help. We're happy to provide the food for you. because we care about you and we care about your future. Giving to the campaign represents an important investment in our community. We have been really focused for almost 40 years now, making sure that everybody in our community who needs assistance has access to the food they need to maintain their health and be healthy, productive members of our community. We've reached that point where we are bursting at the seams. We outgrew the space a number of years ago, and it does not allow us to function efficiently. We're lacking in storage capacity. Our coolers and freezers are overflowing at any particular point in time. But the lack of space has meant we've had to turn down many large donations that we just didn't have room for at the time, and that just kills me. And we're also at a point where our programs just can't grow any larger, even if the need is there, because we just don't have room for the staff or the food to function. Our goal is $5 million, and $3 million of that would go towards the renovation of this building. This is a major investment in making sure that the infrastructure is in place that allows us to continue to serve our community now and into the future.